Hi everyone, welcome back to my Flosstube. My name is Rachel, this is Lemonade Stitching, and today is my January 2025 wrap up. Before I get into the stitching, I do have a new family member to introduce today, and that is baby Lucy. She doesn't love to be picked up, but she did come over here and she doesn't seem to be too upset about it for now. But this is our newest addition to the family. She's our second cat. She loves nose boobs, as you can see. She's about a year old, I think like 14 or 15 months. And we adopted her from the local Humane Society here in Lexington. And she was actually turned into them by animal control like a week or so before we adopted her. They had found her abandoned outside. The previous owners did not claim her, didn't have any contact information, didn't seem interested at all. I think there was contact information, but they couldn't get a hold of them. And she had a injury on her back leg, and so we had brought her home. And thankfully, the vet said it's probably just a sprain, so we got her some pain medication, and she's already starting to run and play, not on the projects. She hasn't quite learned not to walk on the cross stitching, but she's starting to play with Sybil. They're kind of getting used to each other. We are officially in the coexisting stage, but it was rough there for a little bit. She's been with us for about 2 weeks, and lots of hissing, lots of growling on both sides, but they are officially living together, her and Sybil. We leave them out overnight during the day while we're gone. And they seem to be doing really good. We're really happy, really excited to welcome Lucy to our home. And I think Sybil's gonna be a great big sister. Hi, honey. All right, so now I'll get into the projects. My first project that I'm gonna share with you was a January start, and this is Modern Folk Embroidery's Baldaquin Birdies, which is the 2025 Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along. And this is a picture of what it's gonna look like when it's all finished. I am stitching mine 1/2 on 40 count flax, and I'm stitching it with Gentle Arts Witching Hour. And this is my progress so far. I have this huge piece all folded up because it's a big one. But I did a top left start, and I got just past the center. I'm not really going by like the monthly markers that are in the chart. Just kind of going based on vibes. Whoops. But that is where I am for that. And if you haven't seen this piece before, or any of the Modern Folk Embroidery stitch alongs, they are large. So this is my piece of fabric. I think it's going to be most of this piece. Maybe not entirely all of it, but most of it. So very excited. I'm hoping to keep up with this throughout the year. I did let this project fall off this first month, which was not in the plans, but I'm not worried about it. It's 1 month. I think I'm like 5-ish% done. So I need to do some math this week and see kind of what my goal should be for each month to stay on track. And I'll see how much I can get done in February. The next project I continued working on this month is Marshmallow World by Heartstring Samplery. This is a picture of the finished chart. I got it at Jingle Ball in December of 2024. I am stitching this with cottage garden threads. I did a conversion but tried to stay pretty true to colors, and this is where I'm at. I'm stitching this on Blue Ridge by Atomic Ranch. I think it's 2/2 on 36 count. I didn't bring any of my notes upstairs today, so I'm just winging it. But the main focus for this past month was getting the birch tree started and kind of working the snow over so that I could find the edges. So this big birch tree on the side has found the left side, the top, and the bottom. So that is where I'm at with Marshmallow World. I don't foresee any work getting done on this for several months. If I pull it out in July for Christmas in July, awesome. Or I might just not pull it out until November. When winter starts again, we'll see. We'll see on that one, but it's been really fun to stitch. And I like how the colors are coming out. I don't think I'm gonna have enough of my white that's the birch trees. It's Page Turner by Cottage Garden Threads. I tried to get some more when I was at Hobby House over Christmas break, but they didn't have that color, and I'm not gonna place an order for just one. I'm also my no buy, but I'm not going to place an order for that expensive of a floss. So I'm going to use antique lace. I have a skein of that from something else. I don't even know what. But it seems pretty similar to Cottage Garden Threads page turner. So I'm going to do the 2 biggest birch trees with the Cottage Garden Threads and then probably use antique lace for the rest. My third project that I worked on this month was Jacques' View. So here is a picture of that. It's like a European balcony with a little black and white kitty. In my head, I call this Sybil's View because this cat reminds me of Sybil. And I pulled this out last Friday for Full Coverage Friday. And this is my progress. I just did one evening of stitching on here, so not a ton of progress. I think I focused over here on this door, just extending the color down. And I have actually been stitching these doors in hand recently, and that's made it go by kind of quick. So I got like 200 something stitches in. A good effort for a Friday evening. But I don't plan on pulling this out in February, but you never know what could happen. The last project I worked on this month, and the project that I spent the most amount of time on this month, is Summer Symphony. If you're new to my channel, this is a whip that I've had for like 10 years. I started it in high school, and it's an old Bucilla kit. And when I showed this in my last video, I had just started on the right hand side. This was my New Year's Eve stitch, and then I continued working on it a little bit after New Year's because I was sick, we had snow days, and I was just feeling called to work on this bright, happy piece. After I filmed my last Flosstube, I was feeling very motivated to continue working on this. I was like, you know, I could definitely finish this project this year. It's its 10-year anniversary. I need to get it done. And then I was continuing to work on it, and I was like, you know, this is going really quick. Maybe I can get it done before StitchCon this year. So I kept working on it, and I finished Summer Symphony, my 10-year-old whip. I am so excited. I cannot believe this is done. I remember starting this, like, obviously, yeah, I started it and wanted to finish it, but I didn't know I actually would, and I just feel so accomplished having stitched this whole kit. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm actually doing a video. Lucy's asking for attention. That hurts. She's like nipping at my legs wanting to play. I just feel so accomplished having finished this whole kit. It's pretty much full coverage except for a little bit where there's some negative space in the sky. Other than that, this is 2/1, 14 count Aida, all the kit floss. I did have to do a little fudging down here in these rose bushes in the very corner because I ran out of the 2 main green colors. I don't know how I managed that. I don't know if there was like a catastrophe at some point in the last 10 years. I lost floss. If I just had some days where I wasn't being careful enough with how much floss I was using. But in the end, I think it's fine. I don't think anyone can tell, and if they can, awesome, good for you. But I'm really excited with how this turned out. I'm thinking I'm going to turn this into a bag. It's, I already forgot the measurements, but maybe like 11 by 13-ish. That sounds right, 11 by 13-ish. So I'm going to try and turn this into a project bag. I've never done that before. I have some stash fabric that I've picked out and started to cut. But then it was a whole thing, so I didn't know interfacing, and I'm nervous about sewing it, so don't know when I'll actually turn it into a bag, if I'll go get different fabric, what have you. But my plan is to eventually turn this into a project bag. So I'm very excited. This is what I spent the vast majority of my time doing this month, and I'm just so happy to have it done. I definitely would not have it done if not for the snow days this January, so very happy about those. And I am just so excited. I washed it. I took it into work to show my coworkers. I actually finished it on my lunch break last week, and I was showing them. I was like, I'm so excited to take this home, give it a bath, wash it off. And one of my coworkers asked me, she's like, why do you have to wash it? I was like, girl, this project has so much dirt and dust and oil in it from being handled for 10 years. And it was a travel project at one point. and the floss was to the point where like using the floss and the needle that I had in here, because I must have not lost the needle for years, because it was to the point where it was like leaving metal, like the scent of metal on my fingers, and the floss would leave my fingers feeling icky. I had to wash my hands either after working on the project or like dirt in stages after working on the project for a couple hours to go wash my hands and like reset, because it was just so gross. I took a picture of the water that came out of this thing the first time I rinsed it because it was nasty, but it is clean, pressed, all finished, all of the markers off. Oh, I'm just so excited. I am so excited. But anyway, it's a quick video this month because those are the only projects I worked on, and I spent so much time on Summer Symphony. Oh, let me show you the back too. I always, in theory, want to show people my back, but then I forget. So in 2025, maybe I'll remember to show my backs, because I think it's fun to see the backs. But like I was saying, most of my time was spent on this, so pretty short Flosstube update. And I don't have any haul because my no-buy, we're doing it. Sprouting Lupine is testing me with a couple of her new charts, but I'm staying strong. I don't need it. I have plenty to keep me busy the first half of this year, and I'm excited for what's to come. In February, my only strong plan is to start My Heart's Design by Blackbird Designs with Bridget and the Museum Stitcher. Other than that, I'm kind of leaving it up in the air. We'll see what the vibes are. I haven't quite decided like my set of projects for the month, if I'm gonna do a theme, if I'm gonna do all pink projects. Not decided yet. But my next video will be out at the beginning of March, probably sometime that first week. And if you guys join me there, you can see what I ended up getting up to. I did have a Flosstube extra come out between this video and my last Flosstube, and that was a flip through of the 2-hour cross stitch book. This is a book that I thrifted over Christmas break. So if you're interested in seeing all the designs in here, definitely go check that out. Pretty soon I want to try stitching some of these little motifs, see if they actually take 2 hours or not. And I do have another flip through coming of one of these other cross stitch books. So I'll probably post that like mid-February between this and my next Flosstube. So check that out if you're interested in a little flip through. I'm trying to keep it to just one book per video so that it's easy to kind of like pick and choose what you want to see. But that is it for me for January. We're just working, doing school, playing with the cats, making sure they don't kill each other or hate each other. So that is what we've been up to. I hope you all are staying safe and warm, and I will see you in my next video. Hello, honey. Meow. Hello. Hello. What do you think about having a little sister, huh? Is it fun?